In senior year of university, I hid in a washing machine for fun. My friend hid and filmed it while the other friend had no clue, opened it up. I freaked out and he literally shot himself. And it got like 17 million views. So I thought nothing of it. Obviously, I was hyped. Then brands were hitting me up, offering me X amount to upload their product. I was like, screw it. And now I'm a social media creator.
What's up, everybody? We are back with another HJR podcast with who I am sure is going to be my favorite episode and guest ever. I mean, we met through Micah Kessler, but he told me a little bit about you.
A little bit, yes.
Hey, not to play on words here, but you are so much bigger in person. Energy, you're hilarious. I really want our audience to just get to know you. We have UFL coming up. You have a big role in it, and we're not going to give away the secret, but our audience has to know you. I have questions that we'll get to know you a little bit, but
Ask
real quick,
me anything, Harrison.
I'm nervous because you are so willing for me to get real controversial.
Dude, I'm an open book.
I know.
I'm an open little picture book.
Well, then
because everything is online that what I do besides like my feed photos. I keep those private.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you truly are open. You're like giving me the open floodgates to ask questions.
Anything.
So I'm going to be a little prude. You are going to pull me out of my comfort zone because I get it. There are a lot of words and stereotypes and things that are probably way more offensive than I could have ever imagined. But you've given me a pretty free reign here.
Whatever you want to ask, you can ask it. And I feel like that's the society we live in right now is everyone's so afraid to just ask somebody anything, worried about offending them. Rightfully so. There's a lot of people who are sensitive, but I can assure you that you can ask me anything and I won't be offended. This won't be like the movie Elf where he like hops up on and climbs across and hits you.
Call me a dwarf one more time.
Yeah. It won't happen, but dude.
Or no, an elf. You said call me an elf one more time. My bad.
Yeah, he had a whole suit and everything. But dude, thank you so much for having me. I just hopped off a flight less than an hour ago from Toronto, slept the whole way. I feel great. I have an energy drink now, so I'll be fired up. I am ready to share it all. Whatever questions you have. You've actually already asked me a few, and I was like, no, dude, we have to have it on the podcast.
I'm the worst at that. Yeah, so thank you.
All good.
I'm probably going to have to re-ask, and so you'll have to put on some of your acting skills because some of your answers already are just like hilarious that our audience has to see this side of you. But they meet you once, they know you. Like, I feel like we just met. Thank you so much for coming straight here from the airport. We just met, and I feel like I've been your best friend forever.
We just became best friends.
Did we just become best friends?
No, dude, I love this career that I'm in of creating videos or whatever you want to call me, an influencer. I hope I don't have any influence on anybody. But I love it because I get to meet new people every single day.
And how did it start?
So incredible.
Like
So it happened in a washing machine in my senior year of university. So I'll just quickly hand you a brief recap of my life. I'm 27. I've been short my entire life. I have achondroplasia, which is a form of being little. Regular torso, which is why we're eye to eye, smaller limbs. So, yeah.
Makes sense.
The big guy in town.
Yeah, when we're sitting, man.
I grew up small whole life, played hockey. Obviously, sports was hard to be involved in because everyone was growing a bit quicker than I was. So I did house league hockey. And there was hitting. Well, once everyone grows a bit larger than you, they're not hitting you in the back. They're hitting you in the head. So my mom called it quits. So I did some snowboarding, did some skiing, a lot of individual sports. But it wasn't until I was about 11 years old when I was like, you know what? I don't have to hate how I'm small. I don't have to hate that I'm not the same as everyone else. Because I'll be honest, at first, I hated how I wasn't the same as everyone else in my class and all that. So I had an option once I was about 11 years old and I quit hockey. You can either feel crappy for yourself and want to switch who you are or accept who the hell you are and move on with life because you have a long way to go. So I decided to obviously go with option B, and I realized I can leverage the fact that I'm small in so many positive ways. Obviously, I can make people accept who they are and be somewhat of an inspiration. I know that's kind of cheesy, but like just accept who you are. But it's also easier to crack humor. Like I love to be funny it wasn't only because I'm small that made me funny and want to be funny. I love to make jokes. So then I went to university for finance. It's like, all right, I'll be funny. I'll just be that funny guy. But I will settle down into a corporate office job. Well, sorry, I was never going to be a diversity hire because in senior year of university, I hid in a washing machine for fun. And my friend hid and filmed it while the other friend had no clue, opened it up. I freaked out, and he literally shot himself. We uploaded that on an old video app. You're probably old enough to know what it is considering your probable age. It's called Line, and it got like 17 million views. So I thought nothing of it. Obviously, I was hyped. And then I uploaded a few more videos in that senior year, and then brands were hitting me up, offering me X amount to upload their product. I was like, wait, that's a certain amount, and what I'll receive as a salary annually in my corporate office is actually like half of that. So I'm like, screw it. I'm going this route for as long as I can, and that's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to just make people smile and laugh and force people to accept who they are. So that's what really made this into a career, and now I'm a social media creator.
Yeah. It's perfect. And
I love it.
Thank goodness for washer machines because
it was honestly a higher one too. So I'll be honest, my friend had to like lift me up and stuff.
So I know you said the washer machine prank was really like the first one that just blew up and took off.
Yeah.
But is there a video that you made when you realized like, this is what I want to do? Or is it from that very beginning?
So I would say that first one was great. I loved it because I read, which I don't really read a lot anymore, but at the time I was reading all the replies and everything. And obviously I got a few like, what is this inbred doing? All this stuff.
Geez.
And then a few were like, dude, he's awesome. He's hilarious. And then I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. But it was honestly the one where I was on all fours and we were playing on a Fisher Price hoop, and I had a 3-foot friend hop off of me and slam it, and he hit the wall head first onto the floor. He's all right.
Okay.
And that one blew up on like House of Highlights, and I'm an avid NBA fan. Like I love the NBA, and I saw like players answering and all that, and I'm like, holy shit, I could have a platform in this. So it was really that clip right there that I was like, I love this.
How long was that after?
Like 4 months.
Oh, okay.
But like in between those 4 months, I was probably uploading like just a clip every week or so for pleasure. And then
hindsight, it's already happened, so I don't have to knock on wood. But had it not taken off, where would you see yourself today?
Working in finance. However, I would argue even if I was just working in an office, I would have that life where I am not afraid of blabbering with anybody. I love to speak to everybody. And I was, even growing up without the social media career, I was always the hilarious one in the room, the class clown. So it wouldn't have changed a lot besides the fact that I won't be flying around and meeting whomever. But besides that, I feel like I was happy with who I was freshman year of university. I was happy with the career I was heading into. But
yeah, finance would have been but you're an entertainer.
Yeah.
Like either way, you would have found some way.
I feel like I would have had to switch avenues at some point. I don't believe The Office was for me. I'm super hyper. I'm even more hyper off of this. But wholeheartedly, I have too much energy and want to meet new people. And I hate seriousness. Like, I feel like that was a career where it was like, so we're going to do 40% this way and then the health insurance. I don't know how to, like, be serious.
Yeah.
I'm the worst at that. Even when I first met you, we were laughing our asses off. I don't even know why, you know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of careers where it's so serious, and that just isn't for me.
I love it. The self-awareness that you have is beautiful and refreshing.
No, and I'll be honest, I was lucky with the age as well, because it's blown up even more than ever, especially over the whole corona pandemic. Everyone wants to be a creator. But I was like one of the last ones in 2019 where, like, oh, you're a creator online. Like, how does that work? And now it's like that's what everyone wants to do it. So I got pretty lucky with how old I was.
Do you have any plans with that education in the future?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask me like, "Hey, you literally spent $100,000 on a university degree in finance," and I will always reply to that. Listen, that 4 years at university was a lot more than just learning about finance. I grew up into who I am. I was finally alone and independent. I'm sorry, but as a mom and father raising a little hobbit, you get worried about them. And I was on a short leash growing up. Obviously, I was allowed to be reckless. I had alcohol at like 15 years old. I was pretty crazy, but nonetheless, they looked after me quite a lot, which I love them so much for that. But it wasn't until the 4 years at university where I could finally claim I'm a grown adult. Well, I'm not grown, but I'm an adult. And it was so incredible. And I would always claim the 4 years at university were the greatest 4 years of my life. And also, I can easily apply my education of finance for my career as
I was just about to say
a creator, because I'm constantly working with brands, blabbering with all that, and just like knowing that you shouldn't blow all your money at a young age. That's also a smart thing.
Absolutely, because people don't realize being a content creator is a business. Like being able to, a lot of young kiddos blow up quickly, and don't before they're even in college, and they don't know how to manage that.
The issue as well, and it's a lot like the athletes, they just blow it all at once, not knowing it's not a secure employment. Like, you don't know if you'll even have anything in a year. You know what I mean? So that's why I am a little bit worrisome about what I make, because I should just hold it for the long run. But I always look at it this way. If I quit being a successful social media creator, I'm going to upload myself on certain platforms without clothes on. Because I know there's a
when
fetish.
Time gets tough.
There's a market for everything, Harrison, and there's definitely a market for naked little people online.
I can imagine.
Feet, hands. These aren't the same. Head.
Just pay a monthly fee and you will find out.
I always have a plan B, but I haven't used it yet. I love my mom and my grandma who follow me avidly on my social media, and I would have to promote my nudity on those platforms that they follow. So I won't be heading down that route yet, but we'll see.
How does mom and family feel about your content career to this point?
They love it. At first they were like, why are you switching career choices? You should be in an office. You should be working for a corporation. And then they finally looked at it the same way I did. It's like, I am literally inspiring everybody to just accept who they are. Like, everybody just wants to complain or act like they're victim, or they aren't happy with how they look or how they act, or they're worried about what everyone else around them thinks. Listen, if everyone's worried about themselves, no one's actually worried about anyone else. Also, like, and I know this is so cliche, just accept who the hell you are. Everyone is unique in their own ways, and that's what I kind of try to showcase on my platform. And my grandma, the rest of my family realized that, and that's when they accepted that career choice.
Yeah, of course.
But if I upload videos naked, they won't be happy.
How early in your childhood did you first realize that you were different, and when does that start to outpace other kids' growth?
100%. So right out of my mom's womb, she's average height. My whole family is. It's about 1 in 36,000 for them to have a small child. And my father's sperm, I guess, something screwed up in there. Bam, bam, they had me. 3 weeks into having me, they didn't even know what the hell I was. And then 3 weeks in, they were like, yeah, you're having a little person as a son. My mom's first reaction was, oh, so he won't end up in the army. I'm like, well, I wanted to be a pro hockey player, but that didn't work out anyways. But everyone always asks, like, is it just like you're like that large and then you slowly grow. No, so initially I'm the same height as everyone else, and then I just grow a lot slower. So around like 6 years old, I was already quite smaller than everybody, but only like a few inches. So it's almost like a ratio. And then like around 11 years old, when everyone hits their growth spurt, I'm not hitting much. Like,
Yeah.
I'm hitting the floor when I fall. And
But so your mom's first reaction was happy. It sounded like she was like, "Oh, he doesn't have to go to the army."
Yeah, exactly. Because that was 1997. So it was in like a more political era, and she was just always worried if she had a son, she would lose him. And that's why I respect the heck out of anybody in the army. But yeah, that was her initial reaction, and I always find that hilarious. Because if I was her, my initial reaction would be like, shit, I'm not going to have the next LeBron James. I want an NBA son.
Hey.
I'm going to be honest. I do.
I have some ideas.
Dude, I've been thinking about it. So I probably won't reproduce my own kid. I might have a child another way because I do want an athletic professional son.
You're gonna buy your athlete?
Oh, well, that would be a little controversial, which I'm not afraid of. But I might collaborate humans into creating me a child.
That's what I meant by buy.
I want LeBron and Serena to have a kid and maybe not want to raise a kid, and I'll take over. I'd be a great father. I just won't be a great reproducer, which is why I need great reproducers for me
around you
to create me a child that I want.
And to be clear, that's what I meant by buy.
Okay,
is paying for this whole thing.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
What was social life growing up like? Was there bullying? Was there
100%? I mean, I would argue so I'm 27 right now, so I was growing up in like the early 2000s when I was obviously a lot smaller than everyone else. And that was like the last year where I don't want to claim it was all right, but it wasn't as harsh as it is now. Like, I got made fun of. I got called short. I got like hit around. But after 11 years old, I was just a class clown and everyone loved me. Luckily, I grew up in a pretty small town as well, so everybody automatically knew who I was and was aware of how I was small. So I would argue, besides like a few idiots, I actually was friends with everybody, and I would also claim that having the fact that I'm small, like I believe the fact that I was small growing up actually helped me out even more friends. And I could obviously leverage that socially as well. And I would say I honestly leverage it right now as well, like networking and everything. I'm sorry, if a small person walks up to you, you want to just hear what they have to say. And I'm aware that's how our society works. And I would argue as well, little people are one of, if not the only, and I don't want to call us a minority, but where you automatically like us. And you want to hang around us. Like, there's so many other groups who you're a little bit afraid of or you're prejudiced or whatever. And I'm sorry, that's just our society. We just look innocent.
Harmless.
I know, and you almost want to learn about us, which also sucks, like the club or whatever, because everyone just offers the little person free alcohol. It's like, yo, I'm 4'1", 105 pounds. It's actually the opposite. I don't need free alcohol. I need way less alcohol, so you should go hand some huge athletes some alcohol because I don't need it. But no, to answer,
are you able to drink? Does it hurt any other?
No.
With the diagnosis you have, there's no liver problems. Or
No. I would just argue that I don't think we can handle as much alcohol because where the hell is it head? You know what I mean?
Body mass.
There's just not a lot of blood circulation in there. So even food as well, like there's a lot of obesity in the little people community, and you really have to watch what you eat and how much you eat. The issue is we're just as hungry as your average person. We have the same room here to eat as the average person, but besides that, there isn't anywhere else for the food to go. So boom, we look like Humpty Dumpty if we eat too much, and we are walking around like we're on the sequel of Happy Feet. Like it's bad.
And everybody wants to feed you.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. We have to eat, but we shouldn't eat too much.
How would I ask that?
Oh, come on. It's going to ask me anything.
This kind of goes back to that question that we were talking about is you already gave the statistic of 2, traditional sized humans having.
I love how you use the word traditional. Because everyone's worried about using the word normal human.
Exactly.
A lot use average, but I've never heard traditional.
Hey, if that's PC, I'll take it.
That's so PC.
What is the statistic of 2 smaller size people having a small child?
All right, let me give it to you right now. So if I, achondroplasia, reproduce with someone else who's small, it's a 50% small.
Oh.
25%, it'll be like you, average height, slightly funny, already flattering you. And then the other 25, it won't actually last. So it won't even...
Like survive?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
if I reproduce with someone else who's small, there's a 25% chance it won't survive, which is always like freaking...
Devastating.
Yeah, no, there's actually plenty of little people on like reality shows and all that who reproduce. And a lot of them have had those problems. I actually have friends who have had it as well. But if I reproduce with an average height, which is... In my life, that's the most reasonable thing that'll happen. It's 50-50.
Oh.
And I like roulette. So
what about the survival rate? Does that go away?
Yeah.
If it's
all done, yeah.
But just 50-50 if they're small or not.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, let's get you a good-looking, average-sized woman.
Harrison, I also do not want to reproduce this hairline, too.
What?
Dude, I just don't. Unless it's like LeBron, where like he has a rough hairline, but at least he's a freak athlete, and he's like the greatest athlete ever. So
wait, maybe you and Serena instead of LeBron and Serena. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't think LeBron and Serena are even friends anymore. Anyways, after she was at that Super Bowl halftime.
Oh, was there an interaction that I'm unaware of?
No, so she was. Wait, no. Never mind. I fucked that up.
No, I don't know. There's so many.
LeBron is Drake and her have a feud. I fucked that one up.
Well, good, because now we can still have the LeBron Serena.
Yeah, dude, LeBron and Serena have to be friends forever.